Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 5 of this tactics test series. We're running another new tactic today with the same 4 clubs, and we'll see the results and how we get on. First of all, let's take 20 seconds. Let's run the intro. Let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Korky. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying this episode, and I hope you enjoy this series so far as well. We do have a total of 10 tactics we're testing out. Again, a little bit of housekeeping. It's the same 4 teams we've done so far. It is Nice in France because they have no European competition. It's Tottenham Hotspur in England because they have Europa Conference competition. Lazio in Italy because they have Europa League competition. And Woflsburg in Germany because they have Champions League football. All those clubs coupled with their own domestic leagues and cups as well. So what we'll do first, we'll get a look at the tactic itself, we'll look at the team instructions, we'll look at the player instructions, and then we'll look at the results for each team after that. So let's have a look at that tactic. So today we are running a 4-2-3-1 tactic. It's probably one of the more attacking tactics we've used so far. Certainly not the most attacking tactic we've had overall. We are going to go through the player instructions in just a moment. We have named this one Hadrian's Wall. You may be able to see a little bit. It's with the colours there. It might be a little difficult to see. 2 reasons we're calling this Hadrian's Wall is, again, it's a reference to Ted Lasso. If you are familiar with the show, you will know we're doing a Life After Lasso series on the YouTube channel where we take over AFC Richmond for 3 seasons. You can find a link to that up above here. It's also it's our most defensive tactic that we've run so far, surprisingly. So we've decided that picking a wall is the most appropriate term for it. So as you can see here, we're running a 4-2-3-1. The team instructions very quickly we'll run through. We're on a custom gegenpress, positive mentality. In possession, we're playing fairly narrow. We're keeping it narrow, so we are. We're playing out of defence and through the middle of the park. Shorter passing, extremely high tempo, low crosses in the final third. No additional instructions there. In transition, we counter press, counter attack, as is the way. Those two tactics themselves in every tactic, or those 2 instructions in every tactic this season, is very overpowered and works very, very well. Our goalkeeper will distribute 2 centre backs and full backs, nothing additional needed there. And out of possession, we're going to play with a much higher line of engagement, higher defensive line. We're playing with a standard width, no offside trap. We're going to trigger press much more often, and we're going to try and prevent the goalkeeper from distributing the ball short to the defence. So having a look at the team instructions, we have a goalkeeper on defend duty, no additional instructions. We have identical fullbacks or wing backs, really. They're both playing in a wing back attacking role. We've added a couple of additional instructions to take more risks, aim crosses towards the target forward, and sit narrow as well. With that defence, we want to block the attackers as much as possible. In centre back, we have 2 ball playing defenders on defend duty, no additional instructions. Immediately in front, in the 2 defensive midfield positions, the first we have is an anchor man on defend duty, no additional instructions needed there. By default, shoot less often, dribble less, take fewer risks, hold position, that's fine. And our second defensive midfielder is a segundo volante. We want him to take more risks, dribble more, move in the channel. So we want him to certainly contribute defensively. He is on an attack duty, you may notice there as well. He's on a mainly defensive position, and that, but once there's a counter attack opportunity, we want him to break forward. On the 2 wings, we have inverted wingers, both on support duty, almost identical instructions as you'll see here, both for aim crosses towards the target forward and both to stay wider. A little bit of a difference in that our right-sided inverted winger is going to cross more often, and our left-sided inverted winger is going to get further forward. It's just to try and balance out. We want him coming in here and kind of acting as a bit of a second striker when we have an opportunity. In behind our main striker, we have a trequartista, and his additional instructions, it is set to attack duty. Additional instructions of cross aim towards the target forward and cross more often. When he comes into kind of these positions here, we do want him to cross the ball into the box a little bit. Not so much cross, but more sort of look for those longer passes. And we want to get these 2 guys coming in here in support. And finally, our target forward on attack duty, as always, shoot more often, move into channels. So that is the tactic, that is all the player instructions, all the team instructions. Let's have a little look, first of all, at Nice and see how they get on. So here are with Nice in France. That, as we mentioned earlier, they have no European competition to compete with. As we can see in the league, first of all, we've done very well. We finished second in the league, 3 points ahead of Monaco. Absolutely delighted with that. And as you'll see here, league's top goal scorer is Andy Delors. We'll have a quick look at the stats themselves. I see here Calvin Stengs coming in with the highest average rating. Todibo in third place there. Calvin Stengs with the most assists. Kluivert in third. And Youssef Attal in fourth. So we've got 3 of the top 5 assists in the league this season. Most player of the match, Calvin Stengs with 10 out clear. Alexis Claude Maurice coming in third in the distance covered as well. And that's really it for those stats. So we'll just skip back here very quickly, and we can see in the Coupe de France, we've got through to the 11th round, which is the final 16 of the competition. We do enter the round in the 9th. We do enter the competition in the 9th round, which is the 64. So we won that game, get into the final 32. We won that game, get into the final 16, where we were beat by Olympique Lyon. So having a little look at the players themselves, as we noticed there, Andy Delors finishing top goal scorer. He scored 26 goals in 37 competitions, so we're very pleased with that performance. As we can see here, Kasper Dolberg also contributing 14, and Calvin Stengs contributing with 10 goals as well. In the assists column, as we mentioned already, Calvin Stengs, Kluivert, Youssef Attal, Amine Gouiri contributing with 6 goals, and Dolberg contributing with 6 goals in total as well. So we've done pretty well in France. We've had a good, certainly a good domestic league campaign. We've done okay in the cup, but 11th round kind of seems to be where Nice are at, really. So we'll jump over to England and we'll have a look at Tottenham Hotspur. So here we are with Tottenham Hotspur. We've done okay-ish, I guess. As we can see straight away off the bat here, we've qualified for Champions League football, so we're delighted with that. We were a full 6 points ahead of Leeds United, inexplicably, who were in 5th. Leeds finished ahead of Chelsea, ahead of Leicester, ahead of Everton, West Ham, and as a Spurs fan, you'll love to see it, Arsenal down in 10th place, so delighted with that. But we have finished in 4th place in the league. We'll have a quick check on the stats here. As we see, Harry Kane, 3rd top goal scorer with 19 goals. Hugo Lloris with the 3rd most clean sheets at 14, and Sessegnon with the 2nd highest average distance covered. Generally speaking, done pretty well. Not a lot of great contribution in the stats there, but that's okay. We qualified for Champions League. That's all we want to see. In the Europa Conference League, as we can see here, we've got to the final. We've been beaten by Red Star Belgrade. Maybe a little bit surprisingly, considering we were all over them. We have a higher XG. Stats wise, we were a little bit better. We weren't overly better. A 1-0 defeat probably is a fair reflection on that. So obviously we've simulated the season. We haven't actually sat and played and watched these games, but we've done pretty well there. As you can see, Heung-min Son and Lucas Moura in the top 4 goal scorer, or top 4 assists. Harry Kane, 2nd top goal scorer. Heung-min Son with the joint 2nd, in 4th place really, but joint 2nd man of the match awards. FA Cup did not go very well. We entered the competition in the 3rd round. We got knocked out by Leicester in the 3rd round. We'll just have a little quick check on that, and we'll see here, Leicester, we lost 2-0 in a replay. So not a pleasing result. And in the Carabao Cup, in the 4th round, we were knocked out as well, which again, we enter in the 3rd round. We got put out in the next round, and we lost 2-1 to Southampton there. So overall, for Spurs, it's been okay in competitions. Looking at the player stats themselves, as we can see, Harry Kane scored a total of 33 goals in 56 appearances. Kulusevski coming in with 14 goals. Højbjerg again, I'm not sure why Højbjerg seems to do quite well in the goal scoring, contributing with 13 goals. Heung-min Son with 10, Heung-min Son with 12, Lucas Moura with 10, and even Stevie Bergwijn contributing with 6. And in the assists there, Heung-min Son 20 assists overall, Lucas Moura with 16, Kulusevski with 13, and Højbjerg with 9 assists as well. And our average rating, Chiellini played 7 games, don't know if he really counts. But again, it's the defensive positions that are doing best here. We have Davinson Sanchez and Rodrigo Betancourt in defensive midfield. Joe Rodon, Romero, Tanganga, Doherty, Davies. And I mean, we go down the list quite a way there to find a player who's not a midfielder or a striker. Or to find a player who's not a defender, apart from Betancourt, but he is a defensive midfielder. So we go quite a bit way down the list there to find our best player who isn't a defender. So the defenses have performed really well for us this season. That's it for Spurs. We will jump over to Italy. Let's get a look at Lazio. And so here we have it. We've won the league. We've won the league with Lazio. Absolutely delighted to win the league. We've also won the league by 5 points. So we've won that very, very comfortably. Games we've lost there, we lost to Atalanta, who finished in second. Torino, who are finishing 8th. Udinese in 9th. And Roma in 10th, actually. So we've done pretty well there. Maybe those 3 games we could have won. We could have maybe held out for a draw against Atalanta. And maybe have gone for an undefeated season. If we weren't simulating the season, maybe we could have made those tweaks during the game for that. Just having a little look at the defeats there. As you can see, Roma beat us pretty extravagantly. They beat us 3-0. Udinese, maybe Torino, maybe we could have got draws or wins out of those games. But it doesn't matter. We've won the league. We're 5 points clear. We're delighted. The Coppa Italia, we see here we got as far as the semi-final, where we were beat by Atalanta. We were beat 4-3 on aggregate. We were beaten 3-2. Obviously, we drew the first leg. And Inter Milan beat Napoli there. And as we can see, Atalanta went on to win the Coppa Italia after that. Ciro Immobile, top goal scorer in the cup with 4 goals. And Zaccagni making the second most assists, joint second most assists. And in the Europa League, we've done very well. We've got to the final where we've lost to Bayer Leverkusen on penalties after extra time. A great performance in the competition as well. It's a lottery. You can't predict a penalty shootout. So we're delighted to get that far. A little bit of heartbreak in the way we've lost, but it's fine. You can see Ciro Immobile there, second top goal scorer with 9 goals, and Luis Alberto with the third most assists with 4, and Luis Alberto covering the most distance, and Milinkovic-Savic coming in 5th there. So in terms of competitions, very, very pleased. As I say, we've won the league. Absolutely thrilled with that. So let's have a look at the player stats themselves. So Ciro Immobile, unsurprisingly, top goal scorer for the season, scored 38 goals in 53 games. After that, we have Pedro with 18 goals, Milinkovic-Savic with 12, Felipe Anderson with 10, Luis Alberto 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, etc. Quite a number of goal contributions from most of the team as well. Anybody that's played, I mean, apart from obviously the goalkeepers and Stefan Radu, left back, Patrick in right back as well. I mean, everybody that's played a handful of games has contributed at least a goal or 2. And then we have a few bit part players. And obviously Peperina was the goalkeeper. He's not likely to score really. So very good in the goal scoring charts. In the assists we see there we have Cataldi and Felipe Anderson with 12 assists each. Zaccagni coming in with 9, Lazari with 9, and Hassai with 9 as well. And in the average ratings, we can see there that Manuel Lazari has been our best player of the season. Cataldi in 2nd, Luis Felipe in 3rd, Basic 4th. I mean, again, you go through the list, it's all defenders, defensive midfield players that are in the top point scoring charts for the average rating. So very much this tactic is going to bring the best out of our defenders. So we're delighted to see that. You would like to think that scoring 38 goals in 53 games would get you a higher rating, but apparently not. But that's fine. So with Lazio, we've done pretty well there. As I say, we're league champions. We're absolutely thrilled with that. So let's go over to Germany and see how we get on with Wolfsburg. So in Germany, things have not gone as well as they have with other teams. I mean, we first draw our attention here to the league. We can see we finished in 8th position. Luckily enough not to get sacked. We did finish in 8th on goal difference as well, it might be added, and we are only 2 points off the Europa Conference qualifications. 3 points off potentially the Europa League, 5 points off potential Champions League. So we've done okay. You know, we've lost 13 games. A number of them we probably should have won. Having a look at the teams below us, I feel like we could have beat Mainz, we could have beat Hoffenheim, we could have beat Freiburg, we could have beat Arminia Bielefeld. So there are games there, and Gladbach is another one perhaps. Freiburg are third in the league, so maybe not. But there are games there that definitely we could have won some of those games, or at least got draws out of them. Again, had we been playing the games and not simulating the games, we could have made little tweaks and little changes and possibly have got the results we needed to qualify for the Champions League. In the Champions League, we've been very unlucky again. We've finished in 3rd place again on goal difference. So it is, as we can see here, we've 2 goals less than Juventus. Apologies, we've 4 goals less than Juventus. They finished on a +2, we finished on a -2. Having a quick look at the groups, we are in Group F. So in terms of head-to-heads, we lost to Juventus 4-1. And then, where is the final match? We beat Juventus 1-0. So yes, we did lose to them as well. And the aggregate of those 2 games has the goals in their advantage. So we've gone out really on the head-to-heads as well as the goal difference as well. You know, it's quite unfortunate there. It's been quite narrow. The league, although the points would suggest it's more than what it is, it was quite a small margin there as well. So we got knocked out of the Champions League. That finished in 3rd, so that put us into the Europa League, where we've gotten to the 2nd knockout round. So as you can see, group stage, 1st knockout round, we've gone in. We've beaten West Ham 4-0 away from home, so drawn 2-2 at home, so 6-2 on aggregate. We've gone into the next round where we've played against Marseille and we've lost to them 2-1 on aggregate. As you can see, Lazio coming in at the 2nd round there as well. In the DFB Pokal, we've not done well. We've got to the 3rd round. We've won 2 games. You know, we've won the 1st round, we've won in the 2nd round, and you know, we've gone out in extra time. It should be added there to Eintracht Frankfurt in the DFB Pokal. So it's been okay. The season has been a little bit, in terms of trophies, the season has been a bit average, maybe less than average. The players themselves, as we look here, we have Jonas Vind has finished top goal scorer with 15 goals in 40 games. We have Luka Bacchio with 11 goals in 46 games. Max Cruz has contributed 9. Waldschmidt has contributed 7. Luke Meche has contributed 7. So in terms of goal scoring, we're not very strong with Wolfsburg on this one. It's very much you got to have the right players for this as well. We've defended again very well. As we see, quite a number of assists there. Nemecha with the most, Arnold, Cruz, Waldschmidt, Baku all coming in with a decent number of assists as well. Looking at the average rating again, we're just going to rule out Pervan altogether because he played 1 game at a 7.5. But again, we have Lacroix, Arnold, Bernau, I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, apologies. Baku, Castells, Roussillon, Schlager, Gerhard, Brooks, Babu, Franchix, and it isn't until we get to Waldschmidt that we have our best attacking midfield players, or our best attacking players. So again, all these players, all defensive-minded players, this tactic definitely brings out the best performances in our defenders and our defensive midfield players. So again, for Wolfsburg, it's been okay. It's not been great. If we were using this tactic for one team across one season, we can certainly make little changes and little tweaks in the game to give us those advantages. As we say, we lost 13 games, and a lot of those games are by 1 goal, maybe 2 goals. Some of those we could maybe rescue a draw or maybe steal a win, and we would end up with more points ideally, and that would put us in the Champions League. But that is it for Woflsburg. As we see there, all 4 teams, we've tried and tested them with this tactic. It's a pretty good tactic. Again, it's certainly not the best tactic we've come up with in the season. It's maybe one of the best so far. We won the league with Lazio. We're absolutely thrilled with winning the league with Lazio. It certainly brings out the best of our defenders. You can find a link for the tactic in the description below. And we hope you've been enjoying the season so far, the series so far. We have tested 5 tactics now. We have 5 more tactics still to come. We do hope you've been enjoying it. Again, please do hit that subscribe button below. It allows us to bring you more content like this. We do have a few more challenges, a few more different tactics coming up as well, and a few little experiments we're trying out. We're trying to get the right results with. But I do hope you've enjoyed this tactic so far. As I say, the link is in the description. Feel free to download. If you do, please let us know how you're getting on with it, what success you've had, what little tweaks or anything like that you've made to the tactic to improve it. We would love to hear all your feedback as always. But that is it for now. Until the next one, thank you very much and take care. Hi guys, thanks for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do hit that subscribe button. It helps us to bring you more videos like this in the future. In the meantime, you can watch one of these recommended videos, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks again and take care.